This morning, a new pope. Coming up, what we know about the first ever U.S. pope to be chosen to lead the Catholic Church.
And your Friday forecast looks absolutely fantastic. Talking about some more sunshine. Daytime highs into those mid to upper 70s should be pretty good. We'll talk about your Mother's Day weekend forecast coming up.
And the state Supreme Court has cleared the way for Amber Waterman to stand trial in Arkansas for the death of a pregnant mother. Prosecutors say they'll seek the death penalty.
A live look outside in Bentonville at 6:30. Look at that gorgeous sunrise. It's Friday, folks.
Covering news where you live. This is 5 News This Morning.
Hey, it's 6:30 and we made it through the week because it's Friday. Steven, good job. Rachel,
Good job.
We made it.
It's Rachel's Monday.
It's Rachel's
Why
Monday.
you gotta say that, Steven? They gotta put me out there like that. It is my Monday, but
What's the end of our week?
Well, good news
It's fine.
coming from Steven today is that it's going to be a pretty nice weekend.
Yeah, it's great for your Friday, great for Mother's Day weekend as well. You got those outdoor plans. Should be pretty nice for us. Here's a look outside. Let's take a look at more of those sunrise across the area. Beautiful from Poto to Ozark, Fort Smith, Springdale. Beautiful out there right now. Bentonville showing that sunrise out there. And I'm not seeing any cloud coverage. That's the best news so far this morning, is that we're starting off with lots of sunshine. Good news is that most of the day today remains like this. I still think there's some passing clouds throughout the day today, and we could see maybe just a stray shower here and there by the time we get to this evening. Also, what we have this morning, not for very much longer though, but we do have some low visibility out there. 0 miles of that visibility, parts of Fayetteville, Sallisaw as well. 5 miles of visibility there in Poto and 4 there in Salem Springs. So you could run into some patchy fog out there this morning. Outside of that, shouldn't be much of an issue for your morning commute. Current temperatures starting off into those mid to upper 50s, low 60s out there this morning. Very comfortable to start off our Friday morning. And the rest of the day today looks absolutely gorgeous. Talking about reaching up into those mid 70s. A light breeze out of the northeast is going to keep things pretty mild. Now, by the time we get to this evening, again, a stray shower would be possible, but overall not expecting too much. Upper 70s across the river valley today looks absolutely fantastic. Get outside, enjoy your Friday. This weekend for Mother's Day looks even better. Let's get a check of traffic out there this morning. Here's a live look out across I-40 there in Alma. Good morning to you there this morning. So far, no accidents, no slowdowns. That driving to work looks great.
All right, thanks for that, Stephen. All right, it is 6:32 here this morning. We're taking a live look in Vatican City. Some folks out there, they're ahead of us in time. So when the Pope led his first Mass earlier today, there was a lot more people. Kind of trickled away now, though.
yeah, Cardinal Robert Prevost made history, becoming the first American-born Pope. This morning, Pope Leo XIV led his first Mass with cardinals at the Sistine Chapel.
Yeah, that white smoke coming from the chapel chimney there on day 2 only of the conclave, which was revealed in this historic election. Soon after, Cardinal Prevost appeared on the balcony overlooking Peter Square. His first words to the cheering crowds there of the faithful in Italian was, "Peace be with all you." During his first blessing, he urged people to build bridges, embrace dialogue, and show compassion through charity. The election of the 69-year-old Chicago native surprised even his own siblings.
Know how some kids like to play war and be soldiers. He wanted to play priest.
And we just teased, you're going to be the Pope.
Well, the Vatican says that the new pontiff will lead Sunday prayers from St. Peter's Basilica. Then on Monday, he's expected to hold an audience with the press.
Here at home, clergy say they're reacting to the news of the first American Pope with joy, hope, and a sense of renewed purpose. For local priests, Pope Leo's election is not just about national pride, it's about global responsibility. Father Balthazar says this decision makes a new chapter of unity and hope, and what stood out most to him were the new Pope's first words.
The man of peace, a man who is going to work a lot for peace throughout the world.
Both priests say they're praying for Pope Leo XIV as he begins this enormous task, leading with humility, wisdom, and the peace he's already promised.
Well, bells were rung in cities across the world after the conclave, including at this cathedral in the Philippines. And then in Peru as well, at another cathedral. Pope Leo spent most of his career as a missionary in the country, even gaining citizenship. He became a cardinal in 2023.
Well, this morning we're taking a deeper look into the new trade agreement between the United States and the United Kingdom. It's the first since President Trump imposed sweeping tariffs on almost every nation in the world. The agreement with the United Kingdom would expand the market for U.S. beef and ethanol, while the U.S. would drop its new 25% tariffs on fancy British cars like Land Rover to 10% for 100,000 cars a year. The U.S.'s blanket 10% tariff on most British goods are still in place.
Can finish honing out some of the details, but there's a fantastic platform here.
We'd like to see China open.
With that initial deal done, the White House turns to China. Tomorrow, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent is set to hold early negotiations in Switzerland. Amid talk on trade, the president with 2 staffing swaps, firing longtime Librarian of Congress Carla Hayden per congressional sources, and choosing Fox News host Judge Jeannie Pirro as interim U.S. attorney for Washington, D.C. The nomination of his first pick, Ed Martin, pulled after losing support in the Senate.
And President Trump announcing his administration's plans to replace the technology at thousands of air traffic control sites across the country and build 6 new coordination centers. The president also said he was confident in the current system, which remains extremely safe ahead of the summer travel season. The president also saying the government planned to buy 25,000 new radios, replace hundreds of radars, and install 4,000 new high-speed network connections. Thursday's announcement comes as the international airport in Newark, New Jersey, continues to deal with disruptions following an outage last week.
Continuing coverage this morning, the Arkansas State Supreme Court has cleared the way for Amber Waterman to stand trial in Benton County for the murder of pregnant mother Ashley Bush. Waterman is already serving a life sentence after pleading guilty in a Missouri federal court. On Thursday, the justices rejected her appeal that a separate trial in Arkansas would be double jeopardy because the state and federal cases are different offenses. The federal case focused on kidnapping across state lines, while the state case will focus on premeditated murder. Prosecutors say they plan to pursue the death penalty.
Consult heavily with surviving family members of victims and really heavily take their wishes into account. It's not an arbitrary or a quick decision, something we put a lot of thought into, but we make that decision. We don't have to go to Washington, D.C. to get that approval, and what the Department of Justice says about the federal case does not have a bearing on our decisions here.
According to the indictment, Waterman kidnapped Bush after promising her a job, then killed her across state lines in Missouri. The next court date is set for June in Benton County. You can follow updates on the case as it moves forward with the 5 News app. Be sure to download it so you can stay up to date.
And the Walton family announcing a new university will now be home to the former Walmart home office. 5 News reporter Jacob Luthi has more from Bentonville.
More academic access is in the works, and Bentonville leaders are excited. They tell me that the new STEM school will help benefit their growing community. A building once filled with corporate offices is being reimagined for classrooms instead. The Walton family Thursday announced plans to turn their former home office in Bentonville into a 4-year STEM school.
Being a city that's an innovator and seeing education be a huge piece of that, this new school is just another piece in that puzzle.
Some fields of study will include computing, biomedical technology, and technical management. The first class is expected to have about 500 students. The goal is to grow up to 1,500 undergraduates.
It fits and aligns with Bentonville and our growth here, our intentional growth, and around innovation and now higher education.
Growth in and around Bentonville is no secret. President and CEO of the Bentonville Area Chamber of Commerce, Brandon Gengelbach, says the new school could help with retaining Arkansas's workforce.
It's an amazing opportunity to be able to take a piece of real estate and to be able to leverage that to meet the needs of the community, to be able to invest dollars and helping to prepare that next generation for the workforce is just extraordinary.
Mayor Stephanie Orman says this only adds to Bentonville being a top destination to live, learn, and work.
Starting with supply chain and logistics, healthcare announcements, and now the new STEM school in higher education. I think it's just one more step in that pathway forward to making Bentonville really the most attractive, most livable city.
The announcement is fresh and the details are minimal, but information and plans for the future of this school are expected in the coming months. In Bentonville, covering news where you live, Jacob Luthi, 5 News.